Hey guys, you ever wake up and you just have one of those days where it seems like nothing is going right? Well, that just happened to me. Stay tuned.
Yesterday.
Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Vince here, and I got some new things that arrived from Amazon. I've been waiting for it. I got a few things that arrived yesterday and something that arrived today, and I'm excited to show you these things. Check it out. So here we go right here. First of all, I got my Time8 TPMS, and as you see, it's a tire pressure monitoring system. Can't wait to open this and try it out for the very first time. Also right here, I got my dual propane tank regulator hose. Gonna try to get this hooked up today as well for the very first time. And then down here, I've got a air compressor. And this is a battery operated one. Now I have one already that works great that I normally use, but I figured for the travel trailer, I wanted to have something like this so that I don't have to connect it to any power. I can just connect it to my tire, set the PSI, and press a button, and then it should automatically inflate my tires to the correct PSI. I think that's great for a travel trailer. And then also over here, this is my new cover for my dual propane tanks. So I'm going to assemble this today and put it together and put it out there, and hopefully I can get all of this done today. I also received a hitch lock, but I already put it out there on the trailer. So we're going to go outside and I'll show it to you once we get out there. So if we come out here outside, as you see, look what I got right there. I replaced that pin with a hitch lock, and I'm thinking about putting a coupler lock under here as well. That's what I have on my 5x8 trailer. Let me show you. So here's my 5x8 enclosed trailer, and right there I got a coupler lock on it, and then I've got a regular lock for the hitch there. And I'm thinking about putting maybe one of these on the travel trailer. And I'm so thankful that I have this 5x8 because I have several years of experience backing that up, and that actually helped me when it was time to back up my travel trailer. And believe it or not, it was easier backing up the travel trailer than it is this thing. That really surprised me. I thought the travel trailer was going to be harder because it's so much longer, but it's just the opposite. It was harder doing the smaller one. I don't know why. So what I think I'm going to do first, I'm going to remove this single regulator and replace it with the dual. I'm gonna try to figure it out. It looks like we got some regular screws I need to take out, and then disconnect that and then connect the other one. So let's get started on that now. Yeah, that's some sticky gooey stuff. All right, we got that off. All right, the tank is closed. Let's take this off. The next thing, I have to take this hose off of there. There we go, got it off. All right, you guys, it looks like I have another problem, another dilemma, which is, here's the new dual regulator, and this hose needs to connect in there. However, I bought this dual regulator because it had this mount right here that I could just mount it directly onto this part here. But when I put it on there, now the hose doesn't reach. I don't know if you can see that, but the hose does not reach. And it's always something. I'm always running into an issue. So I have an idea. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see down there, but down here the hose is attached. I'm gonna see if I can remove that part where it attaches and give it some slack to see if maybe I can get it to reach. So I'll do that. Another dilemma is you have to put propane flex tape on here. It's like flex tape that's specifically for propane and gas, and I don't have any. So I'm gonna have to take a break, run to the store and get some, and put that on there so that I can finish. So let me head to the store and I'll finish this once I get back. All right, I just got back from Lowe's and let me show you what I got. So down in here, I got, well, I just picked up some extra things. Some safety goggles, I needed that. Also, I got some WD-40 white lithium grease. I need that for the hitch ball. And the last thing right here, I got some yellow Teflon type of tape. This is for gasoline and propane, yellow. So that's what I need. So let's get back to installing that regulator hose. Wrap that around like 3 or 4 times. That should be good. Okay, now we're going to attach this to the regulator. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can disconnect it from the bottom there first. Okay, I was able to get it loose using a 10mm socket wrench. Let's see if it'll reach now. All right, it reaches. And it actually reaches far enough where I can turn that regulator around so that I can see it from the front. Perfect. So now we'll connect the hose to the regulator. Okay, I'm gonna need some tools for this. There we go, because I want a nice tight seal there. There we go. That should do it. All right. And then we'll check it later to make sure there's no leaks. Next, I'm going to turn the propane tanks around so that the regulator can go in the front and not in the back. Also wanted to show you guys that I put some flat washers underneath these screws to make it even more secure. Okay, now we can put the regulator on there. And I should be able to do it in the front now. Oh, okay. That's not going to fit with it. I got to take this off. Put this in front first and then put this on. Okay. Put the regulator on. Put the ring nut on. Okay. Then connect these. All right, there we go. And I also got a cool cover that came with it. Voila, and just like that, it's all done. So that's real cool. I like the way that looks. And you see that hose, it reaches just fine as long as it's not secured to the trailer like it was before. But yeah, cool. Now I also have a black cover for this that came in. I'll need to assemble that and see if it fits on there. Let's do that now. Oh yeah, one more thing we need to do before we put that cover on. I need to check these connections, make sure there's no leak. So I got some soapy water. We're just gonna turn the propane on. Okay, and then We're going to spray the connections with soapy water, see if we get any bubbles. And we shouldn't get any up here because they came already assembled. But this is the main one, the one that I did. I'm looking down there. I don't see any bubbles whatsoever. Looks perfect. So we're good to go there. Next, let's work on the propane tank cover. So I got the screws right here, and I believe you just take these two pieces and just screw them together. So let me get started on that now. Also, I found that in order for me to fasten these together, I needed to use a 9mm socket wrench to hold the nut in place while I turn it with the screwdriver. That's the only way I could get it to do it. It was hard to do it when I was trying with just my fingers. So this way works a whole lot better. There we go. Okay, I got it done. Man, that was so tedious and took way longer than expected. It was 4 screws I had to put on the top and then 3 on each side. Now let's see if we can put it on here on the propane tanks. Uh-oh. I see a big problem. The propane hose, it's in the way. I can't sit this down because that's in the way. Oh man, I swear it's always something. That's why you guys are here, because I'm new. I'm a total newbie. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm always trying to figure out ways. So now I got to decide, what am I going to do about that hose? Okay, move that out the way. So the hose is in the way. I'm wondering now if maybe I can run the hose down underneath the battery and then come up this way, and then that way it shouldn't be in the way. But then again, I'm also looking at the space between here. Will the cover even fit through there? I might have 2 problems. I'll figure it out. First thing, I'm going to see if I can reroute that hose. Let's do that now. Okay, it's not going to go that way. I think I can get it to come up through this way, but I'm going to have to take all of this off, move it out the way, pull this up, and then put that back on. I think that's the only way to get it done. It's always something, I swear. Okay, now let's see if we can get it up here. Might have to mount it that way. Like that. Or I don't see any other way. It's not going to come up this way, I don't think. That's really tight. That's too tight. I'm gonna have to put it backwards. Yeah, this is gonna be the only way. It's just gonna have to be backwards. that's the only way it'll fit. So let's do that. Mount it back on. Also, I think I'm going to turn this way, because that'll give more room here. Let's do that. Now let's put the tanks back on. Hopefully it works this time. I just keep running into so many problems. Okay, now we'll put the regulator on, but we'll do it backwards this way now. That's the only way I can get it to fit. Connect the hoses. There we go. We got it on there finally. Whew. So many problems, but I got it all worked out. Now let's see if the propane tank cover fits on there. Cool. Finally, something's working. All right, now it came with these 3 caps. No, 4 caps. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess they go up here. Great. Now it's all done. So the cool thing, if I need to get back here to switch the regulator over from tank to tank, I can reach the valve right there. If I need to turn the propane on and off, I can reach them from the top valves up here. So that's awesome. We are good to go. Let's move on to the next items that I received from Amazon. Also, I had to put the cover of the regulator back on, and I've got this propane tank on, and I turned this lever that way, and that was red at first, and then it turned green. I got this one off, so when I turn the lever this way, I don't know if you can see that, but it's red. When I turn it that way to that one, it's green. So it's working perfectly. Okay, the next thing that arrived was this portable car air compressor. It's battery powered. So let's open it up and see how it works. Okay, they give you a cool little carrying case with it. That's awesome. Now, owner's manual. Who needs that, right? Okay, this is it. And it looks like we got a battery charger and 1 battery. It looks like it's half charged, so that should be good enough to give it a test, right? Place the battery in there. Whoa. That scared me. Whoa. Okay. Okay, guys, as always, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So it looks like I'm going to need to read this manual anyway, and they have an extra fuse in here too. So I'm going to read the manual, and I will get back with you guys on another day. I'm not going to waste your time with me trying to figure out how this works. I'm sure it works, and I got it because I want to take it with me on my next trip. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, and the last thing that arrived was this right here, this TimeMate tire pressure monitoring system. Now, I'm not going to make you guys watch me fumble through and try to learn how to use this, because right now I'm really clueless. So I think I'm going to open it up, see what all these different things are, maybe watch a YouTube video, read the manual, and I'm going to try to get it all connected and working on my system first, and then I'll bring you guys back later to show you how it's working, if it's working, what I think about it, and all that. So let me get busy, and I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, I did want to show you what came in the box. So of course, owner's manual. This, I think this is a magnetic thing where it can stick onto your dashboard. This is the main piece right here. That's it right there. Got a digital readout right there. Okay, and these are the actual sensors that go on your wheels. They give you 4 of them. I'm only going to be using 2. And I saw this in a video. You use this to actually open the sensor to change the battery. Then we've got a charging cable. Then we've got the nuts that go to secure the sensors onto the tire stems. So that's everything that comes with it. Let me see if I can figure this out. Real quick, I want to show you, I figured out the air compressor. And right now I've got it inflating the tire to 65 PSI. That's what my tire says is the recommended PSI. And I've got it working. As you can see, it's at 52.5 now, and I got it set to go up to 65. And it's slowly going up there, so perfect. Once we get the tire properly inflated, then I'm going to set up the tire pressure monitoring system. I read the directions and I think I can do it. And there we go, it's all finished. Target PSI 65 and the PSI is now 65. So that's perfect. Now I'm going to do the other tire and then we'll set up the TPMS. So I read the directions for the TPMS, and what it said to do was make sure that the tires were properly inflated first, then turn on the actual unit and then mount it in your vehicle. So we're going to do that now. So to mount it, they give us this little sticky thing here. And I think we just place it where we want it, right there. I guess, I don't know. It's my first time trying it. And then you put the unit right on there. Okay, like that. And then to turn the unit on, it says, hold these two buttons down for 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. Boom. And then it should come on. And it's on. Okay, so now we got the unit on. Then it says, go ahead and install the sensors to the tires. So let's do that now. So to mount the sensor, it says first you take this nut and put it on there, on the little valve stem. Okay. It says you can tighten it up with this if you want to. I really don't think it needs it. There we go, that's good. And then put the sensor on there, make sure you put the right one. As you see, I'm putting the one that says LR, that stands for left rear. So let's put that on there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other tire. Well, I installed both tire sensors and I'm having an issue. The left one is showing 65 PSI like it's supposed to, no problem. But when I installed it on the right tire, I'm just getting that error message. And I'm not exactly sure what that means. I've taken it off, put it back on. I've tried different sensors and I can't get anything to display except the rear left tire. That's working fine. It's showing 65. So I'm at a loss at this point. So I'm going to take a break because I've been out here all day and the sun is going down and it's about to be dark in a minute. I might have to finish this video tomorrow, but maybe I can go on YouTube and try to research and find out why that one tire sensor is not registering. If I can get it to register, I really think this is going to work. It's going to be a good deal for me to have. You know, that rear left one is working just fine. So let me see what I can find out and I'll get back to you guys. All right, you guys, it's almost dark now and I am still getting that error message on that rear right tire and I'm not sure why. I've researched on YouTube and on the internet. I can't find any information. Now I'm beginning to wonder, is it a bad battery in that sensor? I think I'm going to run to Walmart and get some more batteries and replace the battery and see if that works. At this point, I'm stumped. I don't know why the left one is working perfectly and the right one, I'm getting that whatever message that means. I don't know. Does anybody know what that means? Anyway, let me run to Walmart and grab some batteries and see if that fixes it. I don't know.
The next morning.
Hey everyone, it's me, Vince. It's the next morning. And no, I did not go to Walmart. I didn't get any new batteries. And the reason is because I looked in the owner's manual. And the owner's manual, it showed an error message that you'll get if the battery in your sensor is bad. and that was not the error message that I was getting. So I ruled out the battery after I saw that. And then, you know, I was so frustrated last night, I said, let me just stop, and I just need to go to bed, get some sleep, and I'll think about this tomorrow. Well, it's now tomorrow. So the only thing that I can deduct out of doing all of this troubleshooting is that one sensor doesn't work. And the reason is because I have 4 sensors and I tested the other 3, and the other 3 work just fine. It's only that one sensor that's giving me that error message. And I don't understand why they don't have this error message listed in their user manual. I've checked the internet, I've checked YouTube, I can find nothing about this error message. So at this point, I have 2 choices. I can either box that thing up, contact the people, tell them it's not working, try to send it back for a replacement or refund and all that, or I only need 2 sensors and I have 3 working sensors. I can just use 2 sensors that work. And I think that's what I'm going to do. You know, I've learned in life that you have to choose your battles wisely. And this is not a battle that I feel like taking on. It's not worth it to me. I only need 2 working sensors, and I have 2 working sensors. So let me show you, they are working just fine. So what I did is I took the front left and the front right and put them on those 2 back tires. That way I've got a left and a right sensor, so I can tell which one is which. And as you see, they're both reading perfectly at 65 psi, and then a temperature 55 and 57 Fahrenheit. So the sensors are working great. And you know what? That's good enough for me. So that's what I'm going to roll with, you guys. Another thing I wanted to show you guys real quick is there's a USB cable that comes out of the unit, and it runs down here, and you just plug it right into your cigarette lighter, and that's how you power the unit. That's cool. I can't believe I had so many problems yesterday. I woke up feeling so great, like, man, this is going to be a great day. I'm so excited. I got all these new products that came in from Amazon, and then it was just problem after problem, as you guys saw in real time. But the good news is that I got them all worked out. That's usually what I do. I just keep trying until I find a solution on something. So thank you guys for coming along on this journey. I have a lot of things that I'm doing this week. I have to take a trip to Chicago because I'm going to bring my little sister here. She's going to stay with me for the summer or indefinitely. I don't know. We'll see. She's going through a rough time, so I need to be there for her. Also, I planned on taking a camping trip this Wednesday, but right now I'm looking at the weather forecast. It's not looking too good. Looks like we're going to have a bunch of rain on Wednesday and Thursday, and those are my camping days. So we'll see. I'm going to play it by ear. If the weather holds up and it's pretty good, I'm going to go ahead and take my camping trip, document that for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment. You know I love reading and responding to your comments. And as always, this is Vince, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.